If Jesus in heaven feels sorrow for his followers, might not others in heaven grieve? One of the things I'm suggesting is that, do you remember when Jesus with Saul, who becomes Paul in Acts 9 and the other conversion accounts, where, what does Jesus say to Saul? Saul, Saul, why are you persecuting who? Me. Notice what he doesn't say, why are you persecuting my people? Well, who was he persecuting? His people, his followers. But Christ is saying, I deeply grieve and am sorrowed by the pain you are inflicting upon my people. Christ in heaven grieving now? Well, Christ on earth grieved for Lazarus and his death. Do you think that God feels any sorrow when he looks down at sin and suffering on earth? Yes, he does. We know that. Scripture's clear. Could it be possible that even those in the current heaven, where all is well in terms of the state of their souls before God, could be aware of sin and suffering on earth and perhaps feel some sorrow, just as the martyrs feel some anger and wrath that they want God to bring judgment? Remember, the promise of ultimate wiping away the tears from every eye is Revelation 21, new heavens and new earth. So is it possible that just as Christ is in heaven empathizing for the sufferings of his people, could Christ's other people, the rest of the bride of Christ, that is united organically, the bride of Christ, could there be some sorrow in heaven over sufferings on earth? I think there could be. Now, some people would say, oh, no, there can't be, because it wouldn't be heaven then. Just remember, we're talking about the difference between the present heaven and the eternal heaven. No sorrow, regret, suffering in the eternal heaven, but we're not there yet. And I think it's a bit, not just naive, but I almost think that it's unfair of us to think that people in heaven wouldn't care about our plight here on earth. Of course they care. And there could be sorrow and there could be crying out, just as you see the martyrs crying out. But that doesn't mean, but again, see, way better by far to depart and be with Christ, Paul says. I'm not minimizing the present heaven. It's way better by far than anything we've ever experienced. But it's not the ultimate heaven, and the ultimate heaven in the resurrection and life on the new earth will be even better than the present heaven. Paul says that because if the dead are not raised, what? The dead are already with Jesus. Isn't that good enough? No. The resurrection is critical and it's important.